Ladies and gentlemen, dreams, they're not just the stuff we think about when we daydream in the middle of the afternoon. They're not just the things we wish for when we blow out the candles on our birthday cake. No, dreams are something much bigger than that. Dreams are our purpose. They are what give our lives meaning, direction, and energy. But here's the truth. Dreams alone are not enough. Without action, they're nothing but a fleeting thought. To achieve your dreams, you must take bold steps every single day. And guess what? You don't need years to make a difference. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. You can achieve your dreams in just 30 days. It's all about the choices you make today. The first step toward achieving your dreams is to get clear about what you want. And when I say clear, I mean crystal clear. You can't hit a target if you don't know what that target is. It's easy to say, I want to be successful, or I want to be happy, but those are vague and non-specific goals. What does success mean to you? What does happiness look like for you? Take a moment right now and think about what your dream truly is. Write it down, make it real, define it. Make it specific and measurable. When you can see your dream with clarity, you create a roadmap to get there. This is your starting point. It may sound simple, but clarity is one of the most powerful tools you can have. If you don't know where you're going, how can you possibly get there? It's like trying to drive somewhere without a map. You might make some progress, but you'll likely end up lost or stuck. When you get clear about your dream, you create a roadmap that leads you directly to it. So, how do you get clear? Start by asking yourself, what do I truly want? Don't rush this process. Take your time to reflect. Your dream doesn't need to be grand or complicated. It just needs to be true to you. This might be a goal related to your career, your personal life, or even your health. It could be anything that makes you excited when you think about it. The key here is to make it specific. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, ask yourself, what does success look like for me? Instead of saying, I want to be happy, ask, what will make me truly happy? When you define your dream, write it down. Putting it on paper makes it real. It shifts your dream from a vague thought in your mind to something tangible. This simple act of writing down your dream sends a message to your subconscious that you're serious about it. You're committed, and the more committed you are, the more likely you are to achieve it. But don't stop there. Make your dream measurable. Think about what success looks like at each stage. For example, if your dream is to start a business, what does success look like after 30 days? Is it launching your website? Is it making your first sale? Break it down into smaller milestones that you can achieve within a month. By making your dream specific and measurable, you can track your progress and stay motivated. You also need to get emotionally connected to your dream. Ask yourself why this goal matters to you. What will achieving it mean for your life? What will change? When you tap into the emotional reasons behind your dream, you'll find the motivation to push through obstacles. This emotional connection will drive you forward when times get tough. As you go through this process of clarifying your dream, keep in mind that it's okay for your vision to evolve. You don't need to have everything figured out from the start. What's important is that you start with a clear direction. And as you move forward, you can refine your path, but don't let the fear of perfection stop you from beginning. Getting clear about your dream is the foundation for everything else. It gives you a clear target to aim for. Without this clarity, you'll find yourself drifting, unsure of what to do next. But with a clear vision, you'll feel focused, driven, and ready to take action. It's the first step in your journey, and it's the most important one. So take the time to get clear, define your dream, and write it down. It's the key to unlocking the life you've always wanted. When you have a clear vision of your dream, the next step is to break it down into smaller, manageable goals. Achieving a big dream can seem overwhelming if you try to tackle it all at once. It's like trying to climb a mountain in one leap. impossible, and exhausting. But when you break it down into smaller pieces, it becomes much more achievable, and every step you take brings you closer to the top. Start by taking a long, hard look at your dream. If your dream is to start a business, for example, what are the steps involved in getting there? Is it creating a business plan, finding investors, developing a product, or launching a website? Write these down. These are the broad areas that need to be addressed. Now, take each of these areas and break them down even further into smaller tasks. If you want to develop a product, what exactly needs to happen? Do you need to design it first, source materials, conduct market research? These smaller tasks are the building blocks of your larger goal. The beauty of breaking down your dream is that it gives you a clear roadmap. You know exactly what needs to happen, and you can begin to plan out how to achieve each smaller task. This approach also helps you avoid the feeling of being overwhelmed. Instead of thinking, I have to start a whole business, you think first, I need to do this, and then this. Each task becomes a smaller, more manageable piece of the puzzle. You no longer feel paralyzed by the size of the goal because you have a clear, step-by-step path to follow. As you break your dream down, it's important to make each task actionable. The more specific you get, the more likely you are to complete it. Instead of saying, I need to work on my business plan, say, I will outline the first 3 sections of my business plan today. This gives you a clear action and a clear deadline. Setting deadlines for each smaller task is crucial because it helps you maintain focus and urgency. Without deadlines, it's easy to procrastinate or lose sight of your goal. It's also important to prioritize these tasks. Some tasks are more critical than others, so identify what needs to be done first. If you're building a website for your business, you can't design it without first choosing a domain name or selecting a hosting provider. Prioritize the steps that must come before others. Prioritizing helps you stay on track and ensures that you're making progress every day. You might also find that some tasks need to be done simultaneously. Maybe while you're working on your business plan, you can also start researching your target market or look into how to create a marketing strategy. Don't be afraid to multitask when possible. Just make sure each task gets the attention it needs. It's important to balance your time and energy so that you're not neglecting one aspect of your goal while focusing on another. Having a clear sense of what tasks need to be prioritized and which can be done at the same time will keep you moving forward efficiently. Remember, achieving your dream is not about doing everything at once. It's about taking consistent, deliberate actions. If you can focus on one task at a time, while staying aware of the bigger picture, you'll start to see progress. Even if you're only able to tick off a few small tasks every day, these small actions add up. Before you know it, you'll have completed all the steps necessary to achieve your dream. And don't forget to celebrate these small wins. Every time you complete a task, take a moment to acknowledge your progress. This boosts your motivation and keeps you inspired to keep going. Breaking down your dream into smaller goals not only makes it feel more achievable, but also keeps you moving forward with a sense of accomplishment. Ultimately, breaking down your dream into smaller goals is the key to turning a big, abstract vision into something concrete and actionable. By focusing on one step at a time, you make progress every day. No task is too small, and every task is one step closer to the dream you're working towards. When you break down your dream in this way, you're building the foundation for success brick by brick. It's the only way to turn the impossible into the possible. Believing in yourself is the foundation of any dream. Without self-belief, the journey toward achieving your goals will feel like climbing a mountain with no tools and no direction. It might seem tempting to doubt yourself, especially when faced with challenges or when others don't believe in your vision. But it is crucial to remember that belief in yourself is not a given. It is something you create with your actions, mindset, and perseverance. The first step to building self-belief is to acknowledge your strengths. Look at everything you've accomplished so far in your life. Think about the times you've faced difficulties and how you've overcome them. Remember the moments when you pushed yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of. Each success, no matter how small, is a testament to your ability. Start there. Recognizing your past achievements will help you see that you have what it takes to succeed. It might not always feel like it in the moment, but you've done hard things before, and you can do hard things again. Next, it's important to silence the negative voice in your head. We all have that voice, the one that says you're not good enough, that you don't deserve success, or that others are more talented than you. That voice is a liar. It will try to convince you that you're not capable of achieving your dream, but you have to learn to challenge those thoughts. Whenever you hear that voice, replace it with something positive. Remind yourself that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that your dreams are valid. This shift in thinking doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice it becomes easier. Over time, you'll notice the negative voice getting quieter as you replace it with affirmations of your strength. Another key element in believing in yourself is taking action. It's easy to say, "I believe in myself," but words alone won't get you anywhere. Belief is built through action. Every time you take a step, no matter how small, you are reinforcing the idea that you are capable. If you wait for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions to start, you'll never begin. Action is the proof that you believe in yourself. When you take action, you send a clear message to your subconscious: I am committed to this and I trust myself to succeed. The more you act, the more confident you become. Another powerful tool for building self-belief is surrounding yourself with supportive people. The people around you have a significant impact on your mindset. If you spend time with people who constantly bring you down or tell you that you can't achieve your dreams, it will be harder to believe in yourself. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with positive, encouraging people, their energy will help you strengthen your own belief. Find those who support your vision, who encourage you when you stumble, and who remind you of your worth when you forget. These people can be your friends, mentors, or even colleagues who believe in your potential. A strong support system is like a safety net that catches you when you fall and helps you get back up again. Along the way, you might encounter failure. Everyone does, but failure is not a reflection of your worth or abilities. It is simply a part of the process. Every successful person has failed at some point. What sets them apart is their ability to get back up after falling, to learn from their mistakes, and to keep moving forward. You have to train yourself to view failure as a lesson, not a defeat. Each failure is an opportunity to learn something new, to become stronger, and to refine your approach. The more you fail and continue to push forward, the more belief you build in your own resilience and capacity to succeed. Trust the process. Self-belief doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out from the start. It's about trusting that you are on the right path, even when things aren't going as planned. It's about having faith that each step, even the uncertain ones, is leading you toward your goal. Believing in yourself is not about being perfect. It's about having confidence in your ability to keep going, even when the way forward isn't clear. You may not always have all the answers, but you have the ability to find them. Believing in yourself is a decision. It's about choosing to trust in your ability to succeed, even when it feels difficult or uncertain. It's about silencing the doubts and affirming your worth. When you believe in yourself, everything else becomes possible. Your dreams stop being distant fantasies and become achievable goals. With self-belief, you can conquer any challenge, overcome any obstacle, and achieve anything you set your mind to. Surrounding yourself with people who lift you up is one of the most powerful ways to stay on track as you pursue your dreams. It's easy to think that we can achieve everything on our own, but the truth is, we are greatly influenced by the people around us. The energy, mindset, and attitudes of those we spend time with have a direct impact on how we feel about ourselves and our goals. If we are surrounded by people who support us, believe in us, and encourage us, we are more likely to stay motivated, positive, and focused. On the other hand, if we're surrounded by negativity, doubt, or people who don't share our values, it becomes much harder to stay committed to our dreams. The first step in creating a positive and supportive environment is to assess your current relationships. Take a good look at the people you spend the most time with. Do they inspire you? Do they encourage you to be your best self? Or do they make you doubt your abilities, dreams, and potential? This isn't to say that you should cut people out of your life, but rather it's important to recognize the impact that different people have on your energy. You don't need to be surrounded by people who constantly agree with you, but you do need people who uplift you and challenge you in a constructive way. If you're constantly around people who belittle your dreams or drag you down, it will be hard to maintain the belief that you can succeed. Instead, seek out people who have a positive attitude and a growth mindset. These are the people who look at challenges as opportunities for growth. They don't see failure as an end, but as part of the journey. Being around such people can help you adopt a similar mindset. When you are surrounded by those who see the glass as half full, you too will begin to see the world with a more optimistic lens. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending that everything is perfect, but rather looking for the solutions and learning from setbacks. In addition to positive people, make sure to connect with people who share similar goals or values. It's often said that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, if you want to succeed in your dream, seek out people who are also driven, focused, and working toward their own goals. These connections can be a source of motivation, support, and accountability. When you have people around you who understand your journey, they can offer advice, share experiences, and provide encouragement when things get tough. This sense of camaraderie is invaluable because it reminds you that you are not alone in your pursuit. Networking and building relationships with people who are further along in their journey can also help propel you toward your goals. Having mentors or role models is incredibly powerful. These are people who have been where you are and can offer wisdom, advice, and guidance. They can help you avoid common pitfalls, provide direction, and even open doors for you. Surrounding yourself with individuals who have already achieved what you want to achieve helps you see what's possible and gives you a clearer idea of how to get there. It's also important to create a community that fosters growth and collaboration. Whether it's through social media, professional networks, or local groups, being part of a community of like-minded individuals who are all working towards similar goals creates a sense of unity and shared purpose. This community becomes a source of motivation and inspiration, as you can celebrate each other's successes and learn from one another's struggles. You don't have to do everything by yourself. In fact, collaboration and support can speed up your progress and open up new opportunities that you might not have found on your own. Remember that the people you surround yourself with should be supportive not just in words, but in actions as well. Look for people who genuinely care about your well-being and success. They should encourage you to take risks, push past your comfort zone, and celebrate your wins. But they should also hold you accountable when needed. The best kind of support is the kind that's honest and real. It's not about flattery or constant praise, but about people who believe in your potential and help you see it too. As you surround yourself with positive, encouraging people, don't forget to be that person for others as well. If you want to attract people who support and lift you up, you also have to offer that support to others. Build a community of people who believe in each other's dreams. When you give encouragement, you receive it in return, And this cycle of positivity helps everyone involved to stay focused on their goals. Creating a positive support network is a two-way street. The more you give, the more you get, and together you will all rise. Your journey toward your dreams will undoubtedly come with its ups and downs, but when you surround yourself with the right people, it becomes much easier to stay focused, motivated, and resilient. Having a supportive network of people who believe in you can make all the difference in how you approach challenges and how quickly you reach your goals. Setbacks are inevitable. In fact, they are often the most valuable part of the journey toward achieving your dreams. You can plan, prepare, and put in all the effort, but life has a way of throwing challenges your way. These challenges can sometimes feel like obstacles, roadblocks, or even failures. However, it is crucial to understand that setbacks are not the end. They are simply part of the process. Every successful person you admire has faced failure, frustration, and rejection at some point. But what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up is how they respond to these setbacks. The first thing to understand is that failure is not personal. It doesn't define you. A setback does not mean you're not capable or that your dream is out of reach. It simply means that you are on a path that involves learning, growth, and adaptation. When you face a setback, it's natural to feel discouraged or frustrated. Those emotions are valid, but what's important is how you channel those emotions. Instead of letting them paralyze you, use them as fuel. Instead of thinking, "I failed, so I should quit," think, "I've learned something valuable, and now I'm one step closer to figuring this out." Setbacks offer us the opportunity to adjust our approach, refine our methods, and come back stronger. Another key aspect to remember when facing setbacks is that they are temporary. No matter how difficult or frustrating they may seem at the time, setbacks do not last forever. Sometimes they are simply the universe's way of redirecting us toward a better path. When things aren't going according to plan, it's easy to feel like everything is falling apart. But with time, you'll look back and realize that those setbacks were not failures, but lessons. Every time you hit a wall, you gain the wisdom and resilience to either climb over it or find a new route around it. In many cases, those detours lead to greater opportunities. One of the most important things you can do when faced with a setback is to embrace it and learn from it. Every failure, mistake, or delay carries a lesson if you're willing to look for it. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? What did I learn from this experience? By reframing setbacks as lessons rather than failures, you take away their power over you. Instead of fearing setbacks, you'll start to see them as necessary parts of your journey that help you grow and evolve. Moreover, setbacks give you a chance to reassess your goals and methods. Sometimes what we think is the right way isn't the best way. A setback forces you to stop and reconsider your approach, your strategies, and your resources. It can help you clarify what is working and what isn't. If you've been moving full speed ahead without much thought or reflection, a setback can be a valuable opportunity to pause, reflect, and adjust your approach. In many cases, this reassessment leads to better ideas, strategies, and solutions that wouldn't have come to light if you hadn't faced the setback in the first place. It's also important to remember that setbacks are often temporary. The feelings of frustration or disappointment might feel overwhelming in the moment, but those feelings will pass. It's essential to give yourself permission to feel these emotions, but not to let them define your progress. Give yourself time to process what happened, but don't let it stop you from continuing forward. Accept the situation, but then take the next step. Whether that's revising your plan, trying a new approach, or simply taking a break, the key is to keep moving forward. The more you keep pushing through, the quicker you will turn setbacks into comebacks. Resilience is one of the greatest qualities you can develop when working toward your dreams. The ability to bounce back after a setback is what truly makes the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who give up. When you experience a setback, remind yourself of your purpose and why you're pursuing your dream in the first place. Use the setback as a reminder of what you're working toward and why it matters. With every setback, you build resilience and perseverance. These qualities are not built in moments of success. They are built in moments of struggle. When you face setbacks, don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes we try to handle everything ourselves, thinking that we need to solve every problem on our own. But the truth is, reaching out for support doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Whether it's asking for advice from a mentor, seeking encouragement from friends, or getting professional help, support is an important part of navigating setbacks. When you surround yourself with a supportive network, you have the strength to get through even the toughest of times. Setbacks will happen, but they do not define your ability to succeed. How you handle them will determine your path. When you embrace setbacks, learn from them, and keep moving forward with determination, you will find that they lead you to your success. Celebrating your progress, no matter how small, is one of the most important steps toward achieving your dreams. It's easy to get caught up in the end goal, especially when your dreams feel big and distant. We often spend so much time focusing on the destination that we forget to appreciate the journey. The truth is, the journey is where growth happens, and every small victory, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is a step forward. Recognizing and celebrating these moments not only boosts your motivation, but also keeps you connected to the bigger picture. The first thing to understand is that progress is not always linear. Some days you will feel like you're making huge strides, and other days it might feel like you're stuck in the same place. However, every day you take action toward your goal is progress. It's important to celebrate even the smallest steps, like completing a task on your to-do list or sticking to your schedule for the day. These small actions add up over time, and by recognizing them, you're reinforcing the habit of moving forward. Too often we skip over these small wins because we're too focused on what's left to do. We don't stop to acknowledge how far we've come, and this can lead to feelings of discouragement or burnout. When you only focus on what's left to accomplish, it's easy to lose sight of the progress you've made. By celebrating your progress, you remind yourself that you are making progress, no matter how slow it might seem. Every step counts, and every achievement is worth celebrating. Celebrating your progress also keeps you motivated. Motivation can be fleeting, and some days it will be harder to find than others. However, when you take the time to celebrate even the smallest of victories, you give yourself a reason to keep going. Acknowledging your progress provides positive reinforcement, which fuels your motivation to keep pushing toward the next goal. This positive feedback loop is essential because it helps you maintain momentum. The more you celebrate your progress, the more excited you will be to continue taking action. One way to celebrate your progress is by setting milestones. Instead of waiting until you've achieved your ultimate goal, set smaller, more achievable milestones along the way. For example, if your dream is to write a book, set milestones for completing each chapter, writing a certain number of words per day, or reaching a word count target. These milestones will give you something to celebrate along the way, and the act of celebrating them will keep you motivated to reach the next one. Milestones make the journey feel more manageable and less overwhelming. They break down your big goal into smaller, achievable chunks, each of which is worthy of recognition. Another powerful way to celebrate progress is by acknowledging how much you've grown, both personally and professionally. Take a moment to reflect on the challenges you've overcome and the skills you've developed along the way. When you look back at where you started, you'll often find that you've learned so much and become a stronger, more capable version of yourself. This growth is worth celebrating. It shows you that you are moving in the right direction and that you are capable of handling whatever comes next. Recognizing your growth helps build your confidence and belief in yourself, both of which are essential to achieving your dreams. You can also share your progress with others. When you celebrate your progress, it's not just about patting yourself on the back. It's about recognizing the people who have supported you along the way. Sharing your milestones with your friends, family, or colleagues allows them to join in your celebration, and their support can provide an additional boost to your motivation. This sense of community can be incredibly powerful because it creates a network of people who are invested in your success. When others celebrate your progress with you, it reminds you that you are not alone in your journey. In addition to sharing your progress with others, don't forget to celebrate in a way that feels meaningful to you. Some people find joy in treating themselves to something special when they hit a milestone, while others may celebrate by taking a moment to reflect in silence. The key is to find a celebration that feels authentic and fulfilling. It doesn't have to be extravagant or grandiose. It just needs to acknowledge the effort you've put in and the progress you've made. Whether it's a small treat, a break, or simply taking a moment to appreciate how far you've come, make sure to take the time to honor your progress. Remember that progress is a journey, not a destination. When you focus only on the final outcome, you may miss the valuable experiences and lessons that come along the way. Celebrating your progress keeps you grounded in the present moment and helps you stay connected to your purpose. Every step you take, no matter how small, is an accomplishment, and by celebrating these moments, you keep your energy high, your motivation strong, and your vision clear. By acknowledging your progress, you not only reinforce the belief that you are capable of achieving your dreams, but you also create a positive cycle of growth, motivation, and success. Every small victory is an opportunity to celebrate, and each celebration propels you one step closer to your ultimate goal. Remember, it's the small wins that build up to the bigger ones, so take the time to recognize, appreciate, and celebrate every step of the journey. Staying committed to your dreams, even when things get tough, is the final piece of the puzzle in achieving success. It's easy to feel motivated and enthusiastic when everything is going smoothly, but what about when the challenges come? What about when the road gets rocky, when things don't go according to plan, and when the excitement fades away? This is when commitment becomes the most crucial factor in determining whether you succeed or give up. True commitment is not about having endless motivation or energy. It's about making the decision to keep going even when the going gets tough. One of the first things to understand about commitment is that it's a choice. Every day you are faced with the decision to continue or quit. There will be moments where it feels easier to give up or take a break. You might feel like you've tried your best and that things aren't moving as quickly as you hoped. These moments of doubt and frustration are part of the journey, but they are not the end. They are simply challenges to test your resolve. The key to staying committed is to remind yourself of why you started in the first place. When the journey gets hard, it's easy to lose sight of your why, but remembering the purpose behind your dream gives you the strength to keep going. Commitment also means developing a mindset that does not focus on perfection, but on progress. The desire for things to be perfect can often hold us back from making progress, as we get caught up in trying to make everything just right. But the truth is, perfection doesn't exist, and waiting for the perfect moment or perfect conditions will only delay your progress. Commitment means being willing to keep moving forward, even if you make mistakes along the way. Mistakes are not setbacks, they are part of the process. The willingness to keep trying, to keep learning, and to keep improving is what truly defines commitment. Another aspect of staying committed is resilience. There will be setbacks, failures, and obstacles. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go according to plan, but it's in these moments that your resilience will be tested. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from challenges, to learn from them, and to continue forward with renewed determination. Every failure or obstacle is an opportunity to learn something new, to adapt, and to get closer to your goal. The people who achieve their dreams are the ones who do not let failures define them, but instead use them as stepping stones toward success. It's also important to stay committed to your vision, even when the path seems unclear. Often, the road to success is not straightforward. You might find yourself going down a detour or facing unexpected challenges that cause you to question your path. But commitment means trusting the process, even when you can't see the full picture. You don't have to have everything figured out from the start. Trusting yourself, your ability to adapt, and the process will help you stay on track. The more you stay committed to your vision, the more you will realize that each small step is a necessary part of the bigger journey. One of the best ways to stay committed is to surround yourself with reminders of your dreams and goals. It's easy to lose focus or get distracted, especially when life throws curveballs. Having a vision board, writing down your goals, or simply reminding yourself every day of why you're doing this can keep you grounded. These reminders act as anchor points, helping you return to your purpose when things get tough. They serve as a daily affirmation that your dream is worth fighting for, and that all the effort you put in is going to pay off. Commitment also involves consistency. It's not about working hard for a few days and then giving up when things don't immediately improve. Consistency is key to success. Even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, or when things aren't moving as fast as you want, commitment means showing up and doing the work. This doesn't mean you have to work non-stop without rest or balance, but it does mean that you're willing to continue taking action day after day toward your goal. The more consistently you work toward your dreams, the closer you get to making them a reality. Lastly, staying committed means understanding that the journey is long and that success doesn't happen overnight. There is no quick fix, no shortcut to success. It requires patience, dedication, and the willingness to put in the hard work. It requires the ability to persevere through difficult times, to learn from mistakes, and to keep pushing forward. When you stay committed to your dreams, you develop a deep sense of purpose, and that purpose becomes your motivation to keep going, even when the road is difficult. Commitment is the force that will carry you through the toughest times, and the thing that will keep you moving forward. It's the power that turns dreams into reality. It's not about having a perfect plan or always feeling motivated. It's about showing up every day and doing the work, no matter what. When you commit to your dream, you are saying that no obstacle is too big, no setback is too strong, and no challenge is impossible to overcome. Staying committed means you are willing to fight for your dream, and that's the key to making it come true. Time management is a vital skill in the journey to achieving your dreams. Many people have big dreams, but what separates those who make their dreams a reality from those who just talk about them is how they manage their time. Time is the one resource that you can never get back, so learning to use it wisely is crucial to success. How you spend your time each day will determine how much progress you make toward your goals. Without proper time management, even the best intentions can fall short. To begin, it's important to understand that time management is not about cramming as many tasks as possible into your day. It's about focusing on what matters most and using your time effectively to achieve those priorities. Often, we find ourselves overwhelmed with tasks that seem urgent, but aren't necessarily important in the long term. This is where the power of prioritization comes into play. You need to identify what tasks will bring you closer to your dream and put those at the top of your list. The things that truly matter, the things that will move you forward, should take priority, Everything else can be delegated, postponed, or eliminated altogether. One way to manage time more effectively is by breaking your goals down into smaller tasks and assigning them to specific days or times. This can help eliminate the feeling of being overwhelmed by the magnitude of your dreams. Instead of looking at the big picture and thinking, "I have so much to do," focus on what you can accomplish today. What's one small step you can take that will bring you closer to your dream? That might mean writing a page of your business plan, sending an email to a potential client, or setting aside an hour to work on your website. By breaking your tasks into smaller chunks, you give yourself a clear direction and manageable steps to follow. To make sure you stay on track, it's essential to set deadlines for yourself. Deadlines are like signposts along the way, guiding you and ensuring that you stay focused. They create a sense of urgency and accountability. Without deadlines, it's easy to put things off, and before you know it, weeks or months have passed without any significant progress. When setting deadlines, make sure they are realistic but also challenging. You don't want to give yourself too much time to procrastinate, but at the same time, be kind to yourself by not overwhelming yourself with unrealistic expectations. Another key element in time management is avoiding distractions. It's easy to get sidetracked by social media, emails, or other non-urgent matters. These distractions can steal valuable time that could be used for working on your goals. One way to minimize distractions is by setting boundaries for when and where you'll engage with non-essential activities. For example, you might decide to check your emails only at a specific time of day, or set aside specific hours for social media use. By limiting these distractions, you free up more time to focus on what really matters. In addition to setting boundaries, another effective time management technique is to establish routines. Routines help you develop consistency in your daily activities and make it easier to stay on track. If you make time each day for your most important tasks, you'll gradually build momentum. Consistency is key. When you establish a routine, it becomes easier to work toward your goals, and you stop wasting time deciding what to do next. You've already planned your day, and now it's just about following through. Don't forget to build in time for rest and self-care. When we're focused on our goals, it's easy to forget to take care of ourselves. But without rest, you'll burn out quickly, and your productivity will decline. Make sure to schedule time for relaxation, exercise, and hobbies that make you feel rejuvenated. Taking breaks is not a waste of time. It's an essential part of staying productive. When you give yourself time to recharge, you come back to your work with more energy and focus. Regularly reviewing your progress is an important part of time management. At the end of each week, take a moment to reflect on what you've accomplished. Look at what worked and what didn't. Are you staying on track with your deadlines? Are there any tasks that you consistently push aside? Take note of any patterns and adjust your time management strategies accordingly. This constant evaluation ensures that you're always learning from your experience and improving your approach. Effective time management is about finding balance. It's about learning how to focus on what's important, stay disciplined, and eliminate distractions. Time is the one resource that you cannot get back, so make sure you use it wisely. By developing strong time management skills, you'll be able to stay on track, stay focused, and steadily work toward your dreams.